Hi, Lydia,
Hi, Vonda.
and hello to all of you, and welcome to the Just Talk podcast. So,
Mm,
I know you ready, Lydia?
I'm as ready as I'm gonna be.
I know, yeah, I know that's right. So we're going to be talking about two different topics tonight, and who knows if we'll throw in anything extra or not. But due to current events, Lydia, I really think we should talk about what's going on with Black people. I'm really starting to feel like there's really going to be civil unrest and that it's intentional. And that's what, unfortunately, I really feel like that's what the administration wants. Like it's coming from the top. This is all orchestrated. Um, you think I'm off?
No, I don't. I think you're on point. As a matter of fact, I think Kellyanne Conway had said something about that earlier this week, where she said that, and as you know, she's leaving, but she said more violence that there is, it's better for his campaign. It makes him look better. And they're using it to basically stoke the flames of of hatred, so that they can look better for whatever reason. I just don't understand it, because he's saying, "Oh, look at Biden's America. It's going to be more of this," but this is Trump's America. I don't know, but you're not wrong. It's actually being done deliberately, and I do think even when the protests first started for George Floyd,
Mm-hmm.
that was deliberate. People found pallets of bricks just on the side of the road, and people who didn't seem like they fit in the whole protesting thing were starting and initiating other stuff. So there are agitators there that are trying to stoke it and just raise the level of I guess violence. I think but that's my opinion, but some of it is based in fact.
And I feel like there's not any way to avoid it. I personally think that Trump is going to lose. I think Joe Biden is going to be elected, and that's going to make it 10 times worse. And I also, part of me feels like Trump knows that he's going to lose. He knows that his time is up. And that's why, well, part of the reason why he's stoking all of this fear. But Lydia, it is just crazy the level of comfort that a lot of these white people have.
Yeah.
I mean, they're extremely comfortable with the behavior that they're using. And you know who we have to talk about? What's going on in Wisconsin?
Okay, so you're talking about Jacob Blake in Kenosha.
Yes.
And Jacob Blake, of course, there's all kinds of stories that, oh, he was holding a knife, oh, he has all these warrants and stuff out. But you know what? People don't walk around with shirts that have all of their charges on it. So the cops didn't know. They just were intimidated. I don't even know if they were intimidated by him, because he was walking away. I think of course, we know there's a separate set of laws for white people compared to Black people.
Oh, definitely.
And or people of color. Let's put it out there too, because
that's right.
It's not just Black people, but I think Black people are disproportionately stopped and harassed and killed compared to other races, personally. But as far as Jacob Blake goes, I'm personally hurt. I'm personally, and I didn't know him. But I guess my niece, she went to school with him in Chicago, and she's really upset about the whole situation. And although I don't know him personally, it really bothers me the fact that people are trying to justify the police officer's actions.
Yes.
And going on to the Kyle Rittenhouse, is that his name?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know if you wanted to talk about that, but yeah. Kyle Rittenhouse, I mean, he got a completely different treatment. Then people all the way around. And then you have people tripping and basically saying, like, justifying his actions, saying it was in self-defense. Dude, you had no business there in the first place. Number one. Number two, and then
the police officers offering him water.
Yeah. Oh no. It pissed me off when I saw them. Oh, he was cleaning off graffiti earlier, but you don't really say all of the other stuff that he did. I saw a video where he was just beating on a woman. I don't know if you saw that
video.
Huh?
I saw that.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Like, no, this dude has some anger issues, and you put him into a situation where this was bound to happen. And to be honest, Wanda, to get back to what you're talking about with race wars and stuff, I mean, when I started seeing people, okay, you saw white people going militia, they call them militia if they're white, but if they're black, they're thugs, right? Or if they're anything that is protesting for the rights of someone else, they're thugs. But if they're trying to back the police or trying to go against these so-called thugs, they're militia. I don't understand. But when I started seeing it, especially in Atlanta, militia were, I saw a video of militia walking past a group of people protesting with guns. I was like, this is going to turn ugly. And Vonda, this whole thing, I think this whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing is bound to happen. It's going to keep happening because that's the climate we live in.
I think so too. I 110% agree with you on that. And that's why, I mean, I'm not doing anything. I'm only going out and doing what I have to do and bringing my butt straight back home. It's gonna, this is getting ugly. And it's like, man, I can't even say every week. It's like every day there's another incident. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse. I just don't, I mean, I've already said it once, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I just see it happening. I see it happening. Why? Okay, where the hell did he get an AR-15 from? How are you? Why was he walking? And I like guns.
Yeah, I know you are.
So for those of you that don't know me, I'm not against guns. I like guns, but I
think you need to be wise about it.
Yeah, I mean, why was he walking down the street? Why is that even allowed? That should not be happening, in my opinion.
I just think it goes down to, like, what you were saying from the beginning, where you were talking about how it's it's Donald Trump's plan. What comes down up from the head filters down. Unfortunately, he's the head of, it comes from the top. And the marching orders, I mean, you hear so many things, so many dog whistles on his speeches. I'm gonna look up one of I had seen on Facebook earlier today, because I didn't watch his speeches. I didn't watch the RNC, but somebody on on one of my groups said, hey, I didn't look at that, but I just caught his speech, and he said a lot of stuff that was really out of line. But I'm going to share what she had posted. He said, goodness, I'm sorry. I didn't think we were going to be talking about this, or else I would have had it. I mean, I didn't think I'd be
on you.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. If I could sing, I would sing for you all, but I can't.
But in any case, I can't. I'm not going to look for it. But really, what it was is that she was basically saying that he said, "You see where we are, right? We're in front of the White House. There's a reason why it's called that."
Really?
He said something to that effect, and it's, basically, huh? Oh yeah. There's a lot of dog whistles, but then there's some blatant stuff. And I know I was watching Rachel Maddow last night, and she was saying, I'm not okay after covering this RNC. There's so many things. He said it was his house. That wasn't the White House it wasn't the White House of the United States. It's his house. I mean, violating the Hatch Act by putting Trump, campaign stuff all over the place. It's unheard of. If Obama ever even thought about doing something like that, we would have had a major issue, but we don't have one because it's Trump, and Senate will let him do whatever he wants.
The House isn't even doing their jobs as far as I'm concerned. They're not doing enough. Do you know how tired? I'll go out the room if one of them comes on TV. I'm tired of hearing the talking. You guys, come on. Right. Enough. Do your job. Do what you were elected to do. Right. This is insane. He's not being held accountable for anything. Nothing.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
In June, I believe, either May or June, the House of Representatives passed an initiative called the Justice and Policing Act. And right now it's sitting on Mitch McConnell's desk because he refuses to put it on the floor. They're not even able to discuss it, talk about what needs to come out, what needs to be put in, none of that, because Mitch McConnell's like, nah. He feels like he's the Grim Reaper. He's proud of being the Grim Reaper when it comes to some of these things that the representatives is putting through, huh?
He looks like the Grim Reaper. I'm just saying.
I mean, it is what it is, right?
It is. So, but with that being said, you guys, please, Black people, people of color, be safe, be alert, and stay woke. So just don't entertain it. Don't get goaded into any disagreements or arguments. Just stay as safe and alert as possible.
Yeah, because they're looking for a reason to attack you.
They are.
They're looking to attack you, and unfortunately, that's the time we live in. I've always been an advocate of guns, but I never had one. So my husband finally decided, and somebody else who, my daughter's fiance was talking about it, that we need to get a gun. I mean, just to protect ourselves, and we need to be prepared. And in case, people start doing stuff to the residences. But I just think we just live in a very unsafe time. And you're right, Vonda, if you don't have to be out, don't be out. Not just because of that, but of other health issues that are out there.
Yes, we can go right on into the next topic, which is COVID-19. I have become hardened now to, unless it's a child, an essential worker, I don't give a rat's ass about anybody that catches COVID-19. It's not a hoax. It's real. I lost my mother to COVID-19 on Easter Sunday, April the 12th. We were not able to hold a viewing or a funeral because of COVID-19. Years ago, I think it was in 2006 or 2007, my mother actually filled out the application to have her body donated, had it notarized, everything. In the event, anything happened to her when she passed away, she wanted her body donated for research. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19, we weren't even able to honor our mother's wishes. The Academy, pulled up her name. They had the paperwork, but because it was COVID-19, they said that they couldn't take her body. So my mom passed away on Easter Sunday. Here we are, the end of August, still haven't seen my twin sister and my younger brother. Why? Because we know the shit is real. So Lydia, for any new watchers, Lydia's my best friend. She knows I'm hardened to it. I have no emotion when somebody tells me that somebody's caught it or passed away, because you know better. We're not fucking robots. What Donald Trump says is not law. It is real. It's not a hoax. So if you want to walk around and not wear a mask, if you want to go and party, you have at it. Stay away from me and you get what you get. Period. That is how I feel about it. You jeopardize your life, not mine. When I go out, I wear a mask. I social distance. Haven't seen or received hugs from anybody in my family. I saw my mom's baby sister and I saw my mom's oldest sister from a distance. So it's real. So don't come at me with anything other than that.
Yeah. I mean, I understand your point of view. You have been impacted severely by this. I mean, I told you before, I have a couple of family members who passed from it, but they're not as close to me as your mother. You know what I mean? And so I've had family members who've had it as well, suffered greatly through it. They don't even know where they got it. But unfortunately, the two people that I do know who passed from it, they caught it in the hospital while they were in the hospital, and sometimes people have to do that. But if that's the way you catch it and then you pass, then that's not, you were trying to take care of yourself and you just were in the wrong place, But as far as catching COVID and, I told you, Vonda, a couple weeks, last week, my daughter knows somebody who caught it and is still out there partying, going to clubs and just doing whatever she wants to do, was going to go to Miami, where that's a hot spot for, coronavirus, not even caring about her life, but jeopardizing the life of her family members. And I don't know how people can be so thoughtless. And, I think we just live in a very cold world right now where we're not considering each other in general. And we shouldn't be in this place right now. But look who we have. So there's where it stems from. He's cold-hearted. He's like, it is what it is. No, other countries have basically got their numbers down to basically zero.
It's an we are an embarrassment.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. How do you?
How far we've fallen? And Lydia, I don't know. If it's because we're both, Air Force veterans, so we kind of probably look at things a little bit differently than some civilians. This is not how it's supposed to be.
It's not. And one of the things that Trump has done to really affect my life is his he doesn't want to approach the whole problem with coronavirus. So that makes me scared to go out. And also the fact that he started saying, oh, you don't have to wear a mask. And he turned that wearing a mask into a political issue instead of a safety and health issue. And since he did that, I don't trust people anymore. I don't trust my fellow American like I used to.
Exactly.
Because everyone doesn't care about anybody. I mean, most people don't care about another person anymore. And it's just disheartening to see it.
That's true.
I mean, it really is. But I don't know.
That's true.
I just
wish, hope, pray that everybody would take it seriously so we can get it under control. It's like there's a bunch of damn robots running around. I've never seen anything like this before. I mean, ever. I've never seen anything like this. And I'm ready. Something's got to change on a whole lot of levels. Or, I mean, lives are going to continue to be lost. But as for me and my household, we're going to do what's right.
I mean, right now, we need more than thoughts and prayers. We need change in our hearts. We need to change our hearts where we actually start giving a crap. But when I say we, I'm talking about the people who are fighting, even wearing a mask. And I can't help but think that if we had a different leader in office, this wouldn't even be an issue. People would just go along and we'd be at a good point right now in this pandemic, or a decent point. We wouldn't be 180,000 dead. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree.
We picked the wrong person. I wouldn't say we, because I did.
Yeah. But definitely the wrong person is, he's not a leader. I'm like, and I don't, how come no? He's not a leader.
He's a cult leader, but he ain't a politician. He's not a president, a world leader.
No.
He's a leader.
No. Not. Oh my, please tell me if you saw when he went to Louisiana yesterday and he was, I don't know, signing something, giving out autographs or something. And he was telling the people when he handed over his autograph, you can get $10,000 for this on eBay.
Yeah,
who does
eBay.
That? Who does that?
Somebody who's a reality TV star.
Like you can't make this up. You can't make this up. And of course I tweeted about it. I went on eBay, Lydia. I did. And I looked it up and I took a screenshot and I tweeted him and I said, you told a fib. Nobody's paying $10,000 for your signature. I don't know. It's unreal. But hopefully they'll listen and hopefully they will vote. Hopefully they know if they're going to vote by mail. If not, they know where their polling location is. He's got to go. We got to vote blue all the way down, period.
You're absolutely right. I couldn't agree more. Trump has called himself the Messiah on several occasions.
Oh my God.
And evangelical Christians still say he's a man of God. Wait a minute, you're claiming, because in evangelical Christian theology, the Messiah is God. So wait a minute, you're saying you're God. What about the first commandment that says thou shalt not have other gods before me? How, instead you have Christians focusing on abortion, which I don't agree with, but some people do. Everybody has their own opinion.
I agree with it. Freedom of choice, everybody.
Well, I mean, and that's a decision everybody has to make for themselves.
Yes.
And so personally, I mean, myself, I wouldn't, but everybody has that decision to make for themselves.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is that they focus in on that when there are all kinds of other stuff in the Bible. And I just don't get it. I made the statement, and maybe we're going on to something else here, but I made the statement to my one of my daughters. I told her, Christians are really predisposed to cult leaders.
They are.
Because we're just supposed to believe our leadership, and that's it. And
exactly.
And that's it.
Exactly.
And I mean, Vonda knows this. I just came out of a very culty type of a church a couple years ago, and it was pretty bad. But in any case, I realized that there are a lot of them. There are a lot of stuff like that that's going on. And I think that's why a lot of Christians are just latching onto the fact that Donald Trump is a man of God, is because their leadership told them that's who it was, and they're predisposed to just believing the leadership. I don't know. Maybe I'm making a bigger deal of it than what it is, but that's just my train of thought.
I got you. And with that, it's dang, our time is just about up, Lydia. So before we go, though, there's a couple of things. Next week, when we do the episode, we're going to be offering up some tips on how to make extra money during the pandemic. Hopefully you guys will find it helpful. And we're also going to have on a young entrepreneur and crypto enthusiast. His name is Philippe. And yes. So, and you guys, if you want, you can check him out in advance and subscribe to his YouTube channel. It's Philpa, Philpa. He is amazing. I think you guys will enjoy it. And he's going to be talking about giving the very basics about cryptocurrency. So definitely tune in. He's awesome. So I know him personally, but he's awesome. And also, we are having a bit of a delay getting things, which is why you guys still see plain walls. So I thought my banner was going to be delivered. I actually got a nice little notification from FedEx. It was supposed to be delivered yesterday. Still not here. Took me 2 weeks to get something I ordered from Tampa, but that's okay. But we do have a site up for merchandise. So I don't know if you guys can see. I'm wearing a t-shirt. It says the comeback is always greater than the setback. That's my little tagline. It applies to everything. It applies to the pandemic and what we're going through right now. We're not always going to be here. It's going to get better. So, but we have t-shirts and we have face masks. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but Lydia, what's the site?
It is Just Talk with spaces in between. So you're gonna have to put those little hyphen thingies. So O-just-talk.myshopify.com. And you can make your purchase there. We'll send it out as soon as possible.
And I'll post the link on my Twitter page. So you guys can find me everywhere at Vonda OHVONDA. So Ovonda for Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
And my social media info is just Lydia, LYDIA 111. I like those numbers, so that's why I picked them. But it's just Lydia 111 on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. But yeah.
And so thank you guys so much for tuning in. And remember, the comeback is always greater than the setback. And we will see you guys next week. Stay safe and stay alert.
Holla.